You know, I was just checking on the opening how much we've changed since we made that opening.
I know, right?
The pictures. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Finding Your Music Mojo with TC and Dawn. I'm TC from TKR Video Central.
And I'm Dawn from Two Hip Chicks.
And
Welcome.
we are here being pains again with all kinds of goofy stuff. And this week, we are going to be doing the 2023 movie soundtrack tag put together by Miss 80s Movies and Music. My friend Beth over there. 20 questions, and we're going to do some more at the end, too.
Well,
there's all kinds of good stuff on that list, and I do these I've done every one of them, and I've had so much fun doing them. And I told Beth we were going to do it, and she's like, cool. So that's what we're going to do. Hello, Momster. Welcome. Figured Momster would be watching. And Momster, Mary is also here. Hi, Mary.
Momster made a great meatloaf, by the way. Just saying. She's going to get credit where credit's due.
Oh yeah, did we get a new cooking show today?
No, you didn't, because I've been trying to I've been playing around with other things.
Uh-huh.
You know how
those are fun.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't get paid to do YouTube, because I wouldn't have a job. Let's put it that way. That's how it works.
Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if we could make money just by watching YouTube videos? Oh, that'd be fun. I'd never leave. Anyway, soundtrack tag. What this is every year, it's similar to the tag we did last time, except it's all based on movies and television soundtracks. And usually Miss 80s or one of her little group of friends come up with this, and then everybody does it. And that's what we're doing today. Yep. And I had got to admit, I had a heck of a time with some of these. So...
Well, you know, it wasn't easy.
And some of them I can only talk about. I'm going to try and show them, but I don't know if I can on Magic Box with this.
I have a few uh-uhs. I have a few I like to call can't find them. But that's okay. There's always a few of those on any list, I suppose.
Yep. Okay.
I think we should start. I think we should go back and forth.
Okay, that sounds good.
Last time we kind of did yours and mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's start with question 1. How many soundtracks or scores did you purchase in 2022?
The first card. And it surprised me, because I thought, I bought, and you're like, I got this one. No, that was 2 years ago or whatever. So, yeah, no, I absolutely and complete zilch the big goose egg. Not that I didn't buy records, but I just did not buy any soundtracks.
I think I got a few on CD from you or Adam, but I don't remember what they were. But I bought 3 on vinyl, so I have maybe 4. I've discovered some of my newer stuff wasn't in Discogs, and I couldn't check it. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute, why isn't this here? So anyway, yeah, I had maybe at tops I had 4 new soundtracks during 2022. So it's less than I would normally do, though. Question 2. What is your oldest soundtrack or score year-wise?
You want me to go first?
Yep, go ahead.
Gypsy.
Whoa.
So this is the original movie with Rosalind Russell and what do I want to say? What's it? Natalie Wood. And I grew up with this movie. I love the soundtrack, and I picked it up a while ago. This was my white whale kind of thing, but I finally got a good copy of it. So this is from 1962.
Oh wow, that's
there
good.
You go. Great.
I think mine goes back even further than that. I'm not sure what year it's from. I bought it secondhand.
The original jazz singer, right? There you go.
I'm not that old.
Hey, 62 though. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Mine beat you by 1 year. Mine's from 1961.
Okay.
It is the soundtrack from La Dolce Vita.
Oh, good one.
I have never seen this movie, but I love Nino Rota's score for it. I heard some of the tracks on a different soundtrack I'm going to talk about later. Mm-hmm. And then ended up, when Adam had it on sale, I grabbed it, and it was like, oh yeah, I want that. And it's in really excellent shape. So it was definitely worth the purchase. But 1961's La Dolce Vita. Nice. For Nino Rota. Love that.
Very cool.
Okay. Question 3. What is the newest soundtrack or score you've added to your collection, year-wise, or just your newest purchase overall?
Well, we know, actually, this will qualify, I think, for both, for soundtrack as far as purchase and year, because like you, as we all know, I didn't buy anything this year. But I did get this a couple years ago. So this is the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. It also has, not only does it have all the the rehashed pop hits from the year it was that he was taken in the movie, but also has the orchestral soundtrack as well. So it's a double.
Oh, cool.
And it's really great. Fun to listen to both of them. So that would be my newest.
Cool. My newest is actually an older album that was reissued a couple years ago. And when Rough Trade had it on sale last year for $8, I'm like, well, yeah, okay, I'm going to grab this, even though I've never seen the movie and I've never heard the music until I heard this album. And I'm like, now I know why I've never seen the movie. 1970. I bought it last year. It's a new reissue. This is Tomorrow. This was Olivia Newton-John's debut as an actress.
Yeah.
Back in 1970. The songs are okay, not great, but not terrible. And it's Olivia. Olivia is always great. And like I said, it was originally listed for 24, and I got it for $8. So I'm like,
Not
can't
bad.
pass that up. And it's a good deal. Tomorrow from 1970. Okay.
Nice one. Next
Next up, question 4: preferred format to collect soundtracks and why?
I I kind of go both ways on this one. I like, of course, love vinyl, right? And with vinyl you get the larger art and all that. But as far as collecting, CDs also have a lot of, I mean, just a lot of reasons to collect them. The smaller format, you can take it with you in the car if you still have a car player. Obviously a cleaner sound, although maybe not as deep or resonant. It's still just an easier format to store, to to use, easier to copy if you wanted to copy it as well. So probably I go both ways, and it depends on the soundtrack. If it's something from my youth or something from the 80s or whatever, I will get that puppy on vinyl, but I'm not necessarily going to get something new. Like, I mean, really, Guardians was a total and complete surprise. When I saw it on vinyl, I just grabbed it because, but I also have a CD of just the songs from that, the popular songs from that.
Right. Yeah.
So there you have it.
That's a good deal. I'm the same way. I will buy it CD, digital, or album. If it's an older thing that you can only get on vinyl, that's cool with me. If you can get it on CD, that's cool with me. If I have to download it and I can't get the CD or the vinyl right now, I will go back and get them later. That's cool with me too. It all depends on what I want to hear. And if I really love it, I will go for the download if I need it, but I'd still prefer CD or vinyl because I like having little hands on something. Okay, question number 6: favorite soundtrack record label?
Whoever puts it out. I mean, I really don't have a favorite label. And a lot of times if it's a movie soundtrack, the actual movie company puts it out, like 20th Century Fox, right?
Right.
Not necessarily what I would call a record label.
No.
So same with Warner Brothers. They, I mean, I know they have a record division and they have a record label. I don't really have a favorite per se.
I know there's a lot of specialty labels out there now. Varese Saraband has always been out there, and there's a few other ones. But in all honesty, there was such a good run for like 2 years on one label that I'm like, I'll take that. So I'm going to pick RSO from the late 70s. RSO released Saturday Night Fever. They released Grease. They released Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. They released Moment by Moment, which is a very small, terrible movie with a soundtrack, but I got it for free from a radio station promo, so I can't complain. But they had such great stuff and were such big sellers. So I always associate great soundtracks with RSO. So let's go back there to the 70s, and I'll say RSO.
That's a good choice. Good choice.
Number 6: your favorite soundtrack that includes both score music and songs.
Well, just like I said, remember I said I pulled one out today from.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you read it? It's Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack, and it's got the hologram cover. So, You probably can't. But this has it's a 2 disc set, and it has the songs on one, and then on the other side it has the actual orchestral stuff. So,
Yep.
and I love Danny Elfman for number, obviously, because he's done some really good stuff too.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a 2-sided, and you can get either or. The case is falling apart, but the CDs are there. So yeah, I would say that's my favorite for both. Although Guardians comes in a close second,
Yeah.
very close second.
That's cool. I picked an oddball, but I like the two instrumental pieces from the movie on the album, as well as all the hit stuff that came off of it. Rocky Four from
Ooh, yeah.
1985, in addition to having Burning Heart and No Easy Way Out and Living in America, and also the Eye of the Tiger is here as well. It also has two orchestral pieces from Vince DiCola, War and the Training Montage, which I love both of those.
Yeah.
And I've not really been a fan of the Rocky movies. I don't even think I've seen the first one all the way through, but I love the music. And there's the Dolph Lundgren clone, and of course
Oh
now there's
yes.
all kinds of stuff. But yeah, I love this album and I love everything on it, including the orchestral stuff from Vince DiCola. Rocky Four.
Very cool.
Okay. All right. Next up. Next question.
Yes.
A soundtrack triple dip, one that you own on 3 different formats: CD, vinyl, cassette, reel to reel, or a VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. I'm thinking 45s are cool too. Any kind
Cool.
of format.
Because that's where I'm going with this one.
Yep.
Besides having the DVD, I'm gonna go with this one. And of course,
You have the DVD of Xanadu. Ah!
why not? Why not?
Yeah, why not? It's not a
Why
bad
not?
thing.
Dang it!
It's goofy.
It's
and
a
fun.
goofy. It's a goofy movie, but I love the music. So there you
Yeah.
go. And I have multiple. I mean, not only this one, but I have the other songs on 45 as well.
Yeah.
So there you go. But I would, definitely this one for sure is my triple dip.
Okay. My favorite, my triple dip, I'm not going to show all the other formats, but it's Grease. I have Grease on album. I have it on CD. I have the DVD. I have a ton of 45s from Grease. So, it's just one of those
Olivia
great
Newton-John
movies.
theme here with
Yeah.
these two. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Olivia Newton-John, John Travolta too, and I don't know if I got anything else with him on it though. But that's the second one with Olivia for me, and I will have a third one coming up later.
There you go.
So, let's see. A soundtrack or score from a milestone year, your choice: birth year, anniversary, etc., etc., etc.
I couldn't come up with anything. Here, wait a minute. I couldn't come up with anything. I'm looking at
all those things to choose from.
I know, and I've got a ton, right? I mean, come on. But I can't really nothing that I associate with a milestone year. Excuse me. So I don't have one.
Okay.
Next. What do you got?
I'm gonna try Magic Box here. Let's see what happens. I don't know if it's gonna work or not.
Bringing out the magic box.
So my choice would be
Yes.
1993's The Last Action Hero. 1993 is when I moved to Boston to be with my wife. And so this has such great stuff on it, from Def Leppard, Queensryche, Aerosmith, so on and so forth. This also has a few little other dialogue bits and stuff. It's a very cool CD, and I've always liked it. It is the favorite of mine. Last Action Hero from 1993.
That was a fun movie.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
fun movie.
Kim liked it better than I did, so I don't know.
I mean, it was an Arnold movie, but it was fun.
An Arnold movie. Okay. A favorite soundtrack from your childhood?
I'm going to double back on the Gypsy one. Gypsy soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because, for a lot of different reasons, I think it's got really good music. I mean, and the kids. Now, I'm not sure who sang all of it. I believe that Natalie Wood probably did not sing her own parts, if I remember correctly. But
yeah, Natalie Wood usually got dubbed.
I love Rosalind Russell. I loved, I don't know why. Just it's one of my favorites. I mean, there are others too. I liked West Side Story, right?
Yeah.
That was another one that my grandmother played to death, probably, and I believe we have the soundtrack in the house. But yeah, it was. There's just some really cool hits on that one, and I thoroughly enjoy that one. So that is my favorite, obviously.
Cool. Hi, Yvonne. Thanks for coming by.
Hey,
Much appreciate that.
most very welcome.
I'm going to do a cheat on this one. My
Okay.
favorite soundtrack
Cheat.
from when I was a kid is this album, the soundtrack from Really Rosie by Carole King.
Oh,
Really Rosie was an animated special that aired in 1975. Carole King did all the music based on the Maurice Sendak characters. The problem is, I loved it, and I had a couple of the songs on a cassette I recorded from the TV show, but the album was never easy to get until the late 80s. So I wasn't really a kid when I picked it up.
true. Yeah.
So what I did listen to, because I was into this kind of music,
Well, it could
was
be
this
from your
album,
childhood. It doesn't. Yeah.
and I actually loved it because it had themes from disaster movies on it. This is 101 Strings and Movie Themes from 1975. It has the themes from Godfather 2, Airport 75, Towered Inferno, Lenny, Murder on the Orient Express, Chinatown, and Earthquake, and 5 original songs. And I listened to this
Nice.
a lot when I was a kid and ended up going after and actually purchasing the full score of Airport 75 a few years ago when I found it on a good price
101
because I love
strings are
them.
very good, actually.
Yeah, they are. If you like
They're
that kind of music, which I do, so.
True. He's got a whole this many, yeah, just a stack full of 101 strings.
Okay, next.
Mary says Mary Poppins soundtrack. Don, hey, Don, welcome. 101 Dalmatians.
Is that the animated film or the live action version?
I would assume if it was a childhood program, probably
Probably
animated.
depending on when they were childhood.
Oklahoma. Oh my gosh, yeah.
And Saturday Night Fever, yeah, great there too. Saturday Night Fever is another great one. Love that one.
For sure.
Next question. Best soundtrack or score opening title track? Okay.
Tell me this is not in your head, right? Yeah. I like the whole movie, but yeah, it's just I don't know. I thought that had the best opening of all the ones that I've heard so far.
And Footloose opens the album, of course.
So what?
Right. Footloose opens the album, right? Yeah.
Footloose opens the album. It's very upbeat and very cool. But that was my choice.
That's a good album. I love that album too. I went orchestral.
You went orchestral, okay.
With mine, and I picked the opening title theme. I think it's just called main title theme from Star Trek: The Motion Picture. It's one of my favorite all-time scores. Love this. This is
great music. Horrible movie though.
The movie is Star Trek V is worse. I do enjoy this movie. I like the director's cut, which has added all the special effects and stuff that they needed. I love the music from this. I play it all the time, and this is another one I have on both vinyl and CD and digital, so I play it all the time. But Jerry Goldsmith can't do any wrong by this, and the opening title theme is main title theme / Klingon battle, and just fantastic. Never get sick of it.
Okay. I almost came in with a Star Wars, which has got a great opening as well.
Oh yeah. I'm probably going to get banished from everything for months because I didn't say Star Wars, because Kim's going to be very upset with me.
Well, I covered your butt there, buddy. How's that? There you go.
You did. Favorite soundtrack or score ending credits track?
Ending track. Ooh.
So which song ends the album?
Believe it or not, let me pull it out because I can't remember the title of it now, but I love it. I know you'd think, oh, she's got to remember this, right? Last song on this album, and you've never seen this, right? If I'm mistaken,
I've never seen the movie. I have the soundtrack somewhere.
Okay, so on the album, the last song is "America." It's a reprise,
right?
I like,
but still, yeah.
So, but the whole, I think the whole soundtrack is good, but that is just one of the ones that I like. The last, as far as last tracks, that's one of my favorites.
Cool. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. Let me
Yes.
see here. Okay, let me try it.
Bodyguard was good.
Let me try sharing again. I have Magic Box here
Oh, you
with
magic
this
boxed.
one,
Okay. Go crazy.
and on this one, it is. Come on, pull up properly. Let me see here. Present. Stop screen. Okay, and I'm just getting used to this. I haven't done this
That's okay.
before. Uh, okay, and now it disappeared. Okay, so we're not going to do Magic Box anymore.
Okay. No magic box. That's all
But
right.
I will talk about Heroes by David Bowie, which closes the Perks
Oh,
of Being a Wallflower. Perks of Being a Wallflower is my favorite movie of all time. I love that film. Saw it 5 times at the theater. Watched it countless times since it came out on DVD. And I love the scene at the end of the movie where that song is playing and they're doing the narration from Charlie. And it, as they come out of the tunnel and up to the bridge in Pittsburgh, it's just like, I love that song. I was never a big fan of the Bowie song. I was not really that familiar with that song before I saw the film. And that soundtrack as a whole has some great classic stuff on it by them, from the Smiths. Dexy's Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen is on that soundtrack.
yeah.
Great soundtrack overall. And the score soundtrack by Michael Brook is also great. But my favorite closing track, Heroes by David Bowie from The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Very good. Good. And it was a good movie. I do like that movie.
I love that movie. Let's see. Favorite soundtrack, or no, wrong. That's the next one. Best movie love theme. I
Ooh.
actually split this in two also.
Did you? Okay. Well, give me the zero. I'm pulling up my zero. I couldn't find one that I really love that much. I mean, there's some good ones on the Neil Diamond for sure.
hmm
Um, there's I don't know. Hello Again. I know people just rake on that song, but I love that song.
hmm
So yeah, I would probably say this would cover that as well. Other than that, I'm not into the love song stuff. I'm more into the upbeat stuff. Let's put it that way.
Right.
That's good.
Um, my favorite instrumental love song is Ilea's theme from Star Trek: The Motion Picture,
There you go.
which is noted as love theme from Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Love theme.
My
Yes.
favorite vocal love theme is A Love Before Time from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, performed
Ooh.
by Coco Lee. I love that song. And it probably would have been a big hit had it not been for Celine backlash. Everybody was sick to death of My Heart Will Go On when that movie came out, so they didn't play it on the radio. So, but
Yeah.
it was a great song and a great movie and a great love theme. So that's my choices.
I did
Um,
like also I can add to that, I guess. Something that also got played to death. Was I'm not sure which movie it was from now.
mhm.
Yeah, I'll come back to it.
Okay.
I'll come back to it.
Okay.
I don't think anybody else would do it anyways. They played it to death, basically.
Mm.
Endless Love is what I was thinking of. So the name of
Oh,
the stupid
yeah.
movie was Endless Love too, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So yeah, they
Movie
played
not
it
so
to death.
great. The music was great though. Favorite soundtrack or score that helps you relax?
Well, you're not gonna believe this. Hang on, let me dig it out. Don't laugh.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No, that's a
You
Christmas Together, right?
It
That's
is
the
no.
yeah.
This is John Denver and the Muppets Christmas together. Yes.
Okay.
It is. There's some really lovely songs on this, and there's some fun songs, and there's something about listening to the Muppets. Don't hate me, but there's something about listening to the Muppets and John Denver that just does it for me. It
Yeah.
relaxes me very much. It not only it doesn't always get played at Christmas time, but it does get played. So yeah, there you go.
Cool.
I told you it was a weird one.
Mary picked I Had the Time of My Life from Dirty Dancing. That's a good one too for
That's a good
best
one.
love song. Um, Relaxing music. I actually was working at a record store. It was my very first job back in 1984 when this came out, and fell head over heels in love with it. I've never seen the movie. I've seen parts of it, but the music, I was already a huge fan of Dire Straits, and so this came out, and it's Mark Knopfler's soundtrack from Cal.
Okay.
Um, Irish music. Really well done, and it's one of my 3 all-time favorite soundtracks. I've listened to this so much over the years.
Cool.
The movie really doesn't interest me in any way, shape, or
I
form.
thought you were going with money for nothing there for a minute. Scared the hell out of me.
No.
Okay, good.
But this is just exquisite and beautiful. And if you're into instrumental, especially if you like Celtic music, you're gonna love this soundtrack. It's hard to find nowadays. From the film Cal from Mark Knopfler. Okay, what soundtrack score gets you motivated?
That's easy. I'm sure I'm not the only one. This would be Maniac from Flashdance.
Oh my God, Dawn.
No shit. Are you serious?
Maniac, He's a Dream, and Flashdance itself. All great songs to get motivated.
Yeah, the whole album is great.
Yeah. For
sure. Yeah, that's just terrifying, TC. We obviously were separated at birth. That's a shame.
Wow.
This is not planned, kids. I hate to tell you this. This is not planned. So, yeah.
Yeah. And yes, Mary, he did. He also did Local Hero and a couple of other ones. Mark's done quite a few of them. He's great. He does great stuff. Let's see here. A favorite TV soundtrack or score, or just share your favorite TV theme song.
Right now we're revisiting The Big Bang Theory. So the theme song to that is probably right in my head all the time. So I would say that, the theme song from The Big Bang Theory, kids.
I've never been able to stand that show. I'm sorry. I know it lasted forever, but Jim Parsons just drives me up the wall.
12 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My favorite goes back to my childhood. I have a lot of TV stuff, but this one is a soft spot. I've showed it before. The original songs of scores and stuff from Come On and Zoom. I have 2 other Zoom albums too. There's Zoom songs and Playgrounds, which was recorded by the first season cast after they left the show.
Yeah, because it did change up, didn't it?
Yeah, every 6 months or so. This has all the best known songs, including the theme song, the address song, Fanny Dooley, Twinkle, Mad Tea Party, all the songs they were known for on the show, plus a lot of great other stuff too. So Come On and Zoom from 1974.
Zoom.
My TV soundtrack.
I will say before Big Bang right now, but kind of like in my psyche from childhood on up would probably be the theme from MASH.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great too.
Great song. It's just a great all around song. So.
And Beth is here. Hi, Beth. Welcome. We appreciate you showing up. We're about halfway through the list.
That's all right. There's a replay.
You have to catch the replay. Yep. Don Christopherson says, cheers to the Golden Girls. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you for being a friend. Yes.
Gaza loves Pink Floyd's The Wall, which is a great album. And MKT also Cheers or The Greatest American Hero. Yep. And that's cool, Beth. Not a problem. You can always catch what you missed on the replay. Much appreciate you coming by. She was supposed to be in class and she ended up not having it tonight. So that's good. We are up to number 16, a underrated 1980s soundtrack or score.
I think this is from the 80s. Hold on. Yes. Now, don't laugh. And again, we're going to do this and say, don't laugh. I have 2.
Okay.
2. This is my first one.
Okay.
I love this soundtrack.
I love the title theme. I don't know the rest of it that well, but I love the title track.
A Freak Show is great. Showdown is great. And then, of course, Chaka Khan's version of Ain't Nobody is on here.
Oh yeah, okay.
So that's great. But yeah, and I just think the whole thing is just it's and this is also very motivational as well. So
yeah,
this is one, and then the other one, my mother's going to hate me for. I don't know if you can see it well in the sleeve. Bear with me. The theme to
Top Secret. I love that movie. That movie is hilarious.
So yes, it is. It's one of Val Kilmer's best works. Yeah, there you go. But so yes, that's the other one.
After Top Secret and Real Genius, Val Kilmer went straight down the hill. Don Christopherson. I actually almost picked this one. I
That's a good one too.
love the score from Streets of Fire. And I didn't pick that one though. I picked another one that everybody else is gonna laugh at.
Oh,
The
was it?
pirate movie.
Oh well, then yeah. I don't have that one, but I agree with you on that one.
Christopher Atkins,
Pumping and
Christy
blowing.
McNichol, Ted Hamilton, a lot of great stuff. Yes, the movie is not terrific, but it
Cheese.
is. It's fun cheese. It's like Xanadu, and the music. I'm a big
Cheese.
Christy McNichol fan. I had a huge crush on her when I was younger, and love this stuff. I love this album.
I
Always
love
will.
the pumping and blowing song. My
Pumping
favorite.
and blowing. At Love, which was a great duet that didn't
First
go
Love was
anywhere.
a great duet. Yeah.
And Christopher Atkins wasn't the best singer. Christy could at least carry a tune.
Yeah.
He had to have a lot of echo chamber, but it wasn't too bad. And I love that album. About Last Night.
About
That's
Last
a good
Night.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
And Porky's Revenge. I've never heard that soundtrack all the way through, Beth. I'm gonna have to find it because I know the Dave Edmunds stuff, and that's about it. But I have never seen the film either. I need to do that. So I saw the first one, but that's the only one. Next up, let's see. We have, if you had to sell your entire collection and could keep only one, which one would you pick?
That's a toughie, man.
It is. I had a hell of a time with this.
It is a real toughie because I love them all so much. But if you're like stuck and you can only have one, I would probably just keep this one.
Ooh, that's a good choice. Yeah. Great classic Motown on there.
Oh yeah, and that's as you know, I kind of grew up in a Motown area, so definitely.
And Beth said this question is me being mean.
But yeah, it's got some great stuff on for its
It
time.
was hard. It was hard, Beth. It was hard.
It's a tough one.
Yeah. I always have things in groups of three. My favorite artists are Carpenters, Def Leppard, Hanson.
Yep.
I do the same thing with soundtracks, and Beth, I think, probably knows what my big three are. And I've already mentioned Cal, and I've already mentioned Star Trek: The Next Generation, or Star Trek: The Motion Picture. The one I haven't mentioned is the one I would keep, The Never-Ending Story.
Good
Klaus
one.
Doldinger and Giorgio Moroder, and the bonus of Le Mans on there. I have played this thing. It's another one I have on practically every format possible. I love the music from this, and this is an OG from 1985 or 84, whenever it came out, and it's been reissued since then. But it is just one of the best scores ever written. I love the uplifting music. The scary music is great. And Giorgio Moroder, I am a sucker for practically everything the man does. So it's like, this is just awesome. I'd like to take a ride on Falcor sometime. I'd probably break his back, but and I don't mean the cat named Falcor that's over on Instagram. I don't know if you've seen him or on Twitter, but
no, I haven't, but I'm sure. My only concern about that movie is I would argue to the death that he could not get Artax out of the Swamp of Sadness.
Yeah.
But yet he got out after his horse died.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Just saying. Just saying, that's it.
Yeah, I know. I just don't make me start crying in the middle of the show. I love that movie too. Okay. Number 18. This was interesting. A White Whale soundtrack or score that took you forever to acquire.
Okay. So on that one, as I've discussed with you earlier, it's in the mail right now. Thanks to my wife, because I was trying to find it in the wild and I never did. So my wife said, well, why don't you have that one? And I'm like, well, I've been waiting to find it. She's like, I'm going on Discogs and I'm buying it for you. So went on Discogs, and in the mail on its way here, I just got the notice today, is the soundtrack from Victor Victoria.
Oh, I love that album. That music is awesome.
Yeah. So I have put that
on. You never
forever.
bought that? You never bought that?
I was looking for it.
Oh my gosh.
I have this. I have the DVD. I can, I've never, and I watch it a lot. I mean, I watch it, it's one of those movies that you go back to.
Oh God. Yeah. I love that movie. I've watched it over and over again.
It's a great movie. So yeah, that would be the one, and it's in the mail, so I can't show it to you, but yes, Victor Victoria.
I have the CD. I never bought the vinyl, but I have the CD of it. Mine is one that was a bitch to find, because I fell in love with the movie when it came out in 2009, and it has all this great music. It's a mix of pop stuff and classic stuff and classic film score from other films,
Okay.
all rolled into one in a movie that if you're not into skateboarding, you're probably not going to be that interested in.
Okay.
But it took me almost a year. The soundtrack was just unavailable. It's never been released in America. I had to order it from France.
And it's not
Uh,
Xanadu.
no, it's not Xanadu. Not that kind of, not
Yeah.
rollerblading,
Not rollerblading. No.
not roller disco,
No, not
skateboarding.
roller.
The movie is called Paranoid Park. It
Oh,
came out in 2009. It was directed by Gus Van Sant and starred a wonderful young man named Gabe Nevins. I really thought he was going to be a big star, and he decided to get out of the business after he did a couple of films. But that movie is amazing. And I looked for, it took me 2 years to finally find it. And when I found it, it cost me $40 for the CD, because it came from France. But it has some great, it was my first exposure to the music of Elliott Smith, who I have become an absolute fanatic for. It has some classic Nino Rota score, which is where I learned about him. It has some music by a band called The Revolts, who were the subjects of another film, a pseudo documentary called What's Up Rockers, directed by Larry Clark. They do some good stuff. That soundtrack is just phenomenally good.
do you have
And
the
if you're,
artwork, or is it in the box somewhere?
it's in the box. It's in the box.
It's in the box.
But you can find it easily on Amazon. And
Okay,
I
cool.
mean, it won't be,
Very
I don't know
cool.
if it's Dave ever did, but I love that film and I love the music from it. And it took me
Wow.
forever to find it.
Yeah.
So
And you did it for France.
my white whale is Paranoid Park. Number 19, a soundtrack / score that you are still on the hunt for.
Well, we know about that one.
Obviously, Victor Victoria.
Victor Victoria is no longer an issue. Thank you very much. It's going to be one of those I know it when I see it kind of things, because I really can't, and nothing comes to mind right now.
It's called Paranoid Park, Beth.
Paranoid Park. I might have to go look for Paranoid Park now. But no, I don't. It's I don't have anything that I'm actively looking for right now. Thank you, my wife, again for that. I appreciate it.
Mine is a soundtrack that I've always been looking for. When I first started looking for it, it was like ridiculously expensive, like $200 to $300 for a CD.
Wow.
And it has come way down in price, but I'm still not willing to pay what they're asking for it, even though it's under 100 now. But I love the music from the movie, and you can be, people can laugh all they want to, but I love the movie. It's stupid. I like both the unexpurgated version and the version aired on Mystery Science Theater 3000. Danger Diabolic from, I forget who directed that. Dino, what's his name? Brava.
Okay.
The music was done by Ennio Morricone. It's a very mod, hip, up tempo soundtrack. My wife just can't stand the music from it. I love it. I love the kind of thing, because it's like, you have to, if you want to get a riff on the soundtrack, they had fun with it on Mystery Science Theater 3000. But I love it, and I always have. But the price is still too high for me. I'm not gonna go there. But it's good, and I can't wait to eventually find it and stick it in my collection. The other one that I would love to have that I missed out on was the Record Store Day release of Koyaanisqatsi from Philip Glass. Love the music from that film, which is a documentary from the 80s, and love that movie too. And I'd love to get it, but I want that Record Store Day version, and it's way too pricey for me. So.
Yeah, I hear you there.
Mary says that's because I love you, my wife.
Aw, well, she's a sweetie.
Share a soundtrack or score with a price tag or hype sticker on the cover.
I peeled most of mine off, so I don't have one. This one has one on the label, or right on the thing.
That's cool.
There you go. That works, right?
Yeah, so, that works.
Yep. Back to the Future. And you can read it. It says, "The Power of Love." Huey Lewis in the News. So yeah.
Beth, which one did they reissue? Did they reissue Danger Diabolic? Because if they did, I'm gonna have to go shopping for it again.
Say, ooh, hey. Let it. Yes, that sounds good.
Hype sticker. I'm going to go with a hype sticker. This is one of the newer ones I just picked up, and I still haven't opened it. It tells you how many things I haven't listened to yet. This is the original motion picture soundtrack, not to be confused with the Record Store Day, just the Cat Stevens music. This is the full soundtrack from Harold and Maude.
Oh, cool.
And there's the hype sticker.
Nice.
And this is the reissue from early last year. It's got all of the Cat Stevens stuff on it too, but it's also got the orchestral stuff, and which was done by, where does it tell me on here? Does it tell me? Maybe Cat did the orchestral stuff too. I think he probably did. But I also got his just the singles that are on the special one from Cat Stevens also, because I love him anyway.
I'll have to check that
But
out.
that's the one I got.
I'm rediscovering Cat Stevens.
Oh, I know. And that takes care of Beth's original 20. Beth had 20 questions on there. But you know what? We had a few things we wanted to throw in there for her and add to it. And so we're calling it my excuse to play with a new toy.
Fun. Fun. I love it.
Okay. I added 5 questions. You added 2.
Yep.
And so my 5, let's see if we can go through it. Number 1 plus bonus track, a soundtrack or score from a film most people have probably never seen or even heard of.
Well, it is soundtracks, but it's not a soundtrack.
Well, no, it is. It's sort of a soundtrack of soundtracks.
Exactly. 1982. Miko Pop Goes the Movies. As much as people love Miko, I'm surprised that they haven't. This is what I'm pulling up for that.
That's a cool one.
Top Secret probably falls under that one as well.
Yeah, mine is a little tiny indie film called Risk Cutters, A Love Story. It's a comedy from 2008 starring Patrick Fugit, Shannon Sossamon, Shea Wiggum, Tom Waits, Will Arnett, and Leslie Bibb. It's a comedy love story set in what is termed in the movie as Suicide Land. Everybody in the film is already dead. The music is all over the road, and it has Google Bordello, and it has classic stuff from the 50s and 60s. It has a couple of score tracks.
It's a feel-good film, is what you're saying? Everybody's already committed suicide?
It actually is. It's a hilariously funny little love story, and it's really great. It was a big hit at Sundance the year before, and so when we saw it, I was like, yeah, I love this. So it is Risk Cutters, A Love Story, the most likely soundtrack or score that from a movie no one's ever heard of. And unfortunately, I only have it on CD, so I can't even magic box it. Favorite soundtrack or score from a foreign language film? You're zeroing out on that.
I don't have any. I mean, I look too, and I'm not. I just don't have one.
Mine would
that I wouldn't mind getting probably, but I don't have one right now. No.
I will send you that list, Beth. So you can answer it. Mine is the score for Hero from Tandoon featuring Itzhak Perlman, another one of my favorite all-time films, and absolutely love the music from that. I have several other Tandoon scores now because of that. Got in there and got into him. It's very amazing what he can write there. The other one might be close would be a Japanese film called Departures, which is also an excellent soundtrack. A lot of the music is based on themes of Ave Maria, and it's really Joe Hisaishi did that one, and it's fantastic. So those would be my 2 picks for. I'm sorry, my headphone cords all screwed up all of a sudden.
I just realized that I need to pick up. Okay.
All righty. Third question. Favorite score composer, classic, current, or both? I actually have one for each. So who's your favorite classic composer?
Classic composer?
And when I say classic, I mean most of their best known work came from the 80s or before.
Okay, you don't mean like Beethoven.
No, you can do that too if you want.
I was going to say, I would say probably John Williams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
would
Well,
be
he's
my
done so
favorite
much.
class, as far as that goes. And I don't have really any representation of him here, for some reason, but I do enjoy his work. So,
You know why
and
you
he's
don't have any representation? Because you don't need it. Everybody knows what John Williams has done.
it's true. It's true.
He would be second on my list. I love his music.
Okay, second.
But
Okay.
I adore Jerry Goldsmith. Everything Jerry Goldsmith has ever done. I mean, Star Trek: The Motion Picture, where I became a huge fan. I adore his score for Explorers, also, which is a
Yeah.
little scene film, unfortunately, from the 1980s that featured Ethan Hawke and River Phoenix and
Yep.
Jason Presson, who I don't think is even still in the business.
I don't think it is, no.
I love Jerry Goldsmith's scores. They're always top notch. What about current composers?
Probably Danny Elfman
Mm.
would fall heavy. Um, you know, not besides the Oingo Boingo years. I mean, his work with Tim Burton. There's just Beetlejuice. There's Nightmare Before Christmas. There's just all sorts of things. He just really, uh, I love his music. It just sets the mood perfectly for those films. So I would say Danny Elfman.
Cool. Don, you should be able to comment after the show is done. Once it loads in stream, it might take an hour or so, but you should be able to comment.
Yeah.
But if not, I will make sure you're there. And a lot of great stuff
Roger
here.
Waters.
E.T. was John Williams, yes. And good choice, Don.
Yeah,
My
Gus has
favorite
got
contemporary.
Roger Waters too, which is also very good.
Yeah, my
Very good.
favorite contemporary composer is Michael Giacchino. I love his stuff. Starting with Speed Racer, which is where I first heard him. He's done, award-winning scores for Up and
Mhm.
Star Trek, the 2009 version, and so many others that I can't get enough of him. I love his stuff. He is just fantastic. Let's see. Finally, my last question was, oh no, I have two more. Sorry. A score you love that might be too eclectic for most people.
Yeah. Okay. So this one comes to mind, and it might not be. It might be just. I mean, I feel it's eclectic because there's a lot of different things going on with this soundtrack.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
But other people might not like it because there's a lot of different things going on. It is, yes, it's heavy metal, but it's also a lot of other things going on as well. And I just think it kind of goes all over the place. And a lot of people, I think it polarizes some people for some reason. I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of people I've talked to, either they love this or they hated it. So I think that would be my choice.
The movie's not great, but it has good parts,
I
and
mean,
the music is also fantastic. I mean, it
the
really
music
is.
is amazing. It's got Stevie Nicks. You've got Black Sabbath, of course, Blue Oyster Cult. Bleh, sorry, Cheap Trick, Devo. But like Don Fiedler, you know,
Yeah.
and so I don't know. There's
Uh,
just some good
it's got
stuff.
great stuff. Yeah, I actually have the soundtrack too. My favorite eclectic soundtrack is from the film Brick. I don't know if you've ever heard of Brick. It is a low budget indie film that starred Joseph Gordon-Levitt and
Oh, okay.
a few other people. Really
Check that out.
great movie. It was Ryan Johnson's debut as a director. Of course, he's gone on to do the Knives Out movies and Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and
Mm-hmm.
a bunch of other stuff in there. His brother Nathan did the soundtrack, and it's very eclectic is the word, because if you don't you'll know the first track if you like it or not, because the
Yeah.
whole album is like that. It's with these odd bells and stuff, and it's really amazing to me.
Cool.
So my favorite eclectic soundtrack would be Brick from 2010, I think it was out. And favorite score composed by a pop or rock artist. Oh yeah, that's good.
That would be my choice for that slot.
Yeah.
Gone too soon, but he produced a lot of good acts as well. But I think this
Hmm.
was probably one of the better things that he did. The movie
Yeah.
wasn't that great, but the soundtrack was amazing. How's
Oh, I
that?
love them. I love the movie too. I thought the movie was brilliant. Um, I went orchestral with mine. Mine is the 1989 Batman from Danny
Oh,
Elfman. Danny Elfman, who of course was Oingo Boingo before becoming known
Yep.
for all the movie music he's done. I also loved Dune's score that Toto did from 1984.
Good.
So those are a couple of great ones. Dawn, you have two other ones in there. What do
I
you
did.
asked yours?
So I want. Okay, the next one was favorite artist who performed one or more of two soundtracks. I think is what it was. Performed on more than two soundtracks is what I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And so I looked through my stuff, and I have 45s of them. I do not have the albums, so don't hate me. My choice was Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, there's a shock.
So
The king
Kenny
of
Loggins,
soundtracks.
He was on the Over the Top soundtrack with Sylvester Stallone.
Yep.
Right? He was in the Top Gun soundtrack. And of course, he was on both Caddyshack movies.
Yep.
He did both, the I'm All Right theme song and Nobody's Fool, which is from Caddyshack 2.
Yeah.
So that would be the one that I have.
Plus Footloose.
Plus Footloose, yes.
Yeah. She had two hits.
He's all over the place.
There's an album of his stuff from movies that came out at Record Store Day last year, which I almost pulled,
that up.
But I decided to go the other way because I had a feeling you were going to pick Kenny Loggins because I know you like that kind of music. Yeah, so I went with the queen of soundtracks. And let me pull that list up here so I can see it. 6 different soundtracks, either TV or movies.
Okay.
She's best known for. She did Morning After from The Poseidon Adventure, Nice to Be Around from Cinderella Liberty, We May Never Love This Way Again from The Towering Inferno, Can You Read My Mind from Superman, Halfway Home from The Earthling, and the theme from the Angie TV series, Different Worlds. I love Maureen McGovern. She is just awesome.
You're right. She's the queen. That's true.
I think she's even got Kenny beat, or at least close to it.
I think she does. I mean, he's got 4 or 5. She's
welcome, Dave. Thanks for stopping by. And yep, he does. I actually have it. I pulled it, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going to go with Marie McGovern.
Good choice, because we don't want to match too much. People will think we compared notes or something.
Yep.
And then the second
we matched on Flashdance, which is enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The second one was favorite soundtrack from a movie or theatrical production that flopped but produced more than one hit.
Mm-hmm.
And my choice was, if I can find it, here it is. The soundtrack to the movie Buster, Phil Collins.
It did not do well.
Groovy Kind of Love and Two Hearts. These are both hits. So Phil Collins on that. Buster was a horrible movie. A terrible movie. I think I only got through like 5-10 minutes of it before I went, this sucks. But yeah. Great soundtrack for pop-oriented people.
Yeah.
What was your choice?
I actually picked a movie that was a hit, but it was only barely a hit. It just barely made its money back. And it was chock full of hits, and it's one of your favorite films, Xanadu. Xanadu was a marginal hit when it came out. It wasn't huge, but the album outsold the movie by like 10 times.
Yeah.
Olivia Newton-John, Cliff Richard, ELO, What's Not to Love About This, and Gene Kelly and the Tubes also. What's not to love about the soundtrack? The soundtrack is awesome. I wish we'd gotten to see the stage show because it was right across the street from us when we were in New York. We were there to see Equus with Daniel Radcliffe, and it was right across the street. And I'm like, I wish we could have gone to a matinee. That would have been fun. Nope. But it was fun. So Xanadu, definitely.
Cool. Honorable mentions that while I was digging through my stuff, Henry Mancini's Pink Panther theme came up, and I'm just like, Henry Mancini, yes. Tons of stuff that way. And then Mary Steenburgen, Blues Brothers.
No Grease 2.
No Grease 2.
Sorry, Bats. No Grease 2.
Another one, which had a good soundtrack. So there you go. Those are my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I got so many. No. I have movie soundtracks, pop soundtracks and scores for going back tons of the 80s stuff that nobody's heard of. I own, Zapped and Over the Edge and Tough Turf and American Anthem, and none of them had any big hits from them, but I love them. Karate Kid. So they were all really terrific, and I love those too. So, but I didn't have any room for them on this soundtrack
That's why I
tag.
just started pulling stuff out, and they're like, "Gosh, dang it!" Yeah. So a lot of good music, though. There's a lot of good music. I didn't realize how many soundtracks I had. So thank you for doing the list, for sure. Because I was like, "Gosh, I do have a lot of soundtracks. I didn't realize it."
Yeah. I
So
gotta be honest, Beth, I've never been a huge fan of the movie, but I do like the music. I think I might actually have the CD of the soundtracks because I had a soundtracks Live 365 channel for a while and I bought a ton of soundtracks for it. So, and that might be one of them. But I was never a huge fan of the film. It's way too long. 2 hours
two.
and 25 minutes or something like that. I'm like, whoa.
You're not going to want to see
Uh,
Avatar 2 then, my friend.
well, no, but I mean, Grease 2, in my opinion, Grease 2 is a pale copy of the first movie. Sorry, Beth. Not trying to hurt your feelings or
No, I
anything,
mean, and the music
but
was,
it was nowhere near the
there were
first
some good
movie, and it
music
like
in there.
ugh.
Some,
The music was fine, yeah. Just that they tried to pad out the story a little too much. If it'd been about 30 minutes shorter, it might not have been so bad. But it was on our masochistic march on Subject Cinema,
That's
the year we did musicals, and Kim had never seen it before, and she has never forgiven me for making her sit through it. So, you know,
it's like Mom Knows Treasures and I have the same music. She's got the Blues Brothers as well, and the Pink Panther. Pink Panther. So that's cool.
I've never bought the soundtrack for that either. I
Urban
have
Cowboy
the
was fun.
singles. I've got a ton of the singles, but I've never bought the full soundtrack. Magic Christian, way back in the 70s. That's Ringo Starr, right? Is on that. Blues Brothers. Everybody's got it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, it is. It's a good song. It is a great song. I love these soundtrack tags, and Beth, I'm so glad you come out with these every year because I always have fun doing them, and I even did the one I missed in 2020 when I did the 2021 one, so it was a lot of fun, and I enjoy going through my soundtracks and listening to them, but there's all kinds of, I mean, there's so many different types of people out there and different types of movies. Somebody's got soundtracks that nobody else has and they
Of
love them,
course.
and that's the way it is. I mean, I know a friend that loved the Apple, and if you don't know what the Apple is, look it up. It was Canon Films version of a musical, and the songs are terrible, the acting is terrible, the movie is terrible. It turns out to be a biblical parable at the end, and
Mhm.
it's another one of the ones we did on Masochistic March for musicals, and I think it was 2019 we did that. It's like, okay, just terrible.
So at the end, in the when this thing rolls out on YouTube, you're going to have the list for everybody to kind of come back with their comments and fill in the blank,
I
or
certainly can put that
or
list
set
up.
a challenge for them to produce a video, and that would be cool too. Tag
Yep, we'll
your
put the list up there plus our list, and Beth wants to do ours, so we'll include those, and
That'd be cool.
everybody can check out the show notes once I get them up, and I'll work on getting those done tonight.
Super-duper.
Yeah, that's a good question. Um, that is a great question. I love the music. I love the original album, and I love the music from the movie Tommy. I'm not as partial to the movie as I am to the stage show. I adored the stage show. Saw it with Steve Isaacs, from who used to be on MTV, in the lead role twice, and once with Jake Simpson, who was a Star Search winner. And it was a local production, and it was done a lot differently, and it was fabulous, both of them. But the movie, Kim, my wife, does not have any patience for the movie. I actually like it to some extent, unlike Sergeant Pepper, which I can't stand the movie of, but I love the
I'm not a
soundtrack.
big fan of the Who. So I mean, the best thing to come off of that movie was Pinball Wizard, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
But I'm not a big fan of the Who, and just I've never really been. I don't know why, for whatever reason. But
it all depends. I can take or leave some of their stuff, and I'm not a big fan of everything, but I do like quite a bit of their stuff. So, and it's me. I'm a pop guy, and they're more rock.
really, is that
Yeah,
true?
yeah. So, what do you got coming up this week, Dawn?
Well, we're doing our show Chick Chat Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Eastern time. We'd love to have you guys come in and yak about stuff. We talk about many things besides music and reselling. We talk about a whole bunch of other stuff. And then Wednesday, we're on Johnny's channel doing the Hump Day auction. That's from 2 Eastern till about 6 ish. where we're selling some stuff. We do the 45s, the 45 lots, as TC is well aware, and Mama's Treasures is well aware.
Well aware, yes.
Yeah, well aware. Where we sell a bundle of 45s, and everybody sings along if they can. So that's kind of fun. So we'll be there as well. And then I want to say Friday. Yeah, Friday at 2 is the first Friday of the month of February.
Deals
and
of the Dawns.
the Deals of the Dawns, or as Mom likes to call it, my momster calls it the Battle of the Dawns, and I don't know why. I think she's got a mean streak. But yeah.
I still think it should be Dawns of the Deals.
Dawns,
It
I
just,
thought so too,
it rolls
not
off
our
of the
show.
Dawn of the Dead, like a little bit
I
better.
just
But
show up,
I'll leave
I'm one
that
of the
to
many
Johnny.
Dawns.
He's the expert at that.
It's his show, and he can name it anything he wants. That's the way I
Yeah.
look at it. But yeah, we're on again with Johnny on his channel, Pigeon Roots Reseller. If you're looking for him, that is also at 2 on Friday, and a bunch of Dawns get together and sell stuff. There you go. That's what I'm up to.
For me, I'm here practically every day at 4 o'clock, and every day but Monday I have influencers on Tuesday. Remember, Vinyl Recall on Wednesday, Rank This on Thursday, Label Nova beginning in February on Friday, the Cooker Report on Saturday, and the Radio Retro Countdown on Sunday, all at 4 p.m. Eastern. And I'm here every morning, Monday through Friday, with TC's daily Obscuria Vaults,
which are fun.
And I hope everybody enjoys those, and I hope people stop by. And hey, Dawn, you have a new sub. That's
Thank you very
up.
much, dear. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
And I hope everybody will continue to check out. Don't forget, leave a comment in the show notes once it goes, once it allows you to do so, and you will be in the drawing for a TKR t-shirt. Woo-hoo! And the next edition of Finding Your Music Mojo will be 2 weeks from today, which is February 13th, Monday the 13th,
right,
at 6 p.m. on Two Hip Chicks over there.
So subscribe if you're not. Thank you again. And we both carry the playlist from past episodes, so you can catch up on either channel. That's cool. And we'd love to see you. 2 weeks.
Yep, and of course, when you're with Dawn, it's mostly on YouTube. With me, I'm also running on Facebook and Twitch. So we have all different places you can check out the show. And we hope you'll watch and spread the word.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming.
Yes, we do. We very much appreciate you. Thank you for being here. We love you. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
All righty.
Bye.